I'm going to say, for now, no. Because we're at 6, and 6 is as large as I wanted. Yeah, but that seems so OP. Well, we'll dumb it down because it's only a kid, right? You only get a child dragon, right? It's because the one I showed you was an ancient dragon. That's like after 1,000 years and whatnot. Um, the only way is forward.
I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I love
Sounds
can
good. Yeah.
change that.
I'll let you know there's room, and I might, just for you, Kat, I might let you in for a 7th. I don't think 7 is too many people. I'll think about it, because 6 is pretty hard to deal with too. So, was a medium-sized creature? I mean, oh yeah, sorry, yeah. You mean if this? Yeah, no, I was saying for stat-wise, not creature size. I was talking like stat-wise. What we were looking at, that was like an ancient dragon, I think we were looking at.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway?
So
Seems
many
unlikely it
questions.
happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
Strength of their intent. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So that's where we
Hold
need.
up, you guys.
No,
What
no.
is it?
Turn.
I want to look through that room over there.
Now.
I'm curious what we'll find.
There's loot.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
I don't want to do the quest thing. I want to look over here.
We should go through that room some more before we move on.
I want to go this way. God damn it. This damn game is blocking me now. Ah.
This looks like some kind of research
The stats I
facility.
roll are the exact same on my document except by 1 point. How does that happen?
The
Just
laboratory
luck.
secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
I'm so mad though. Why? Why are you so mad? You don't have to be mad. It's just a game.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. But here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
It does.
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Last time we remember
Did
being
no one
here,
ever
there was
talk
people.
about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table
I was hoping
conversations.
for. Okay, I was hoping for
Forbidden
better
Zone was
stats
a
on her.
hallowed
Okay.
place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was.
Depending on the
But now,
first two
it is finally
choices,
time to discover this area's true purpose. and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes
Frozen
for so
lips.
long.
But depending on the first choice, it gets an ability increase. Oh. Operating table, made subjects under net never came. Okay, that's a little dark. I refuse to look at the quest thing. I want to look for loot. Can't stop me from looking. If you could force me to look in this room, I'm gonna look for loot first. Starting landing start, you see pipes for transporting astral energy sticking out of them. Oh. So I went with copper, it gets a +1 dex. Ooh, nice. Ba, 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 da, da, ba, 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 ba.
I think I can make this work.
You think you can? That's a lot of gibberish in my mind, in my eyes.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Dahnan.
Okay.
Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Course. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign.
Test
It's your call.
subjects.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name,
The
Alphen.
fuck? Hey, Pooh Peter. There's a bunch of lore.
They
How are you doing
re-engineered me
today? How's your New
right
Year's?
here in this lab.
Alphen.
What the fuck?
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
The only one. Sorry, I'm kind of watching this because
Test
it's
subject
a lot
number
of
10105.
lores
Ethnicity, NA. Unique
stuff.
adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one.
I loved your
In
Baby
3
Maker challenge, but
centuries
thank
worth
you.
Of records. You and Volron.
That
are
was
the only
made
two
the day of,
subjects on
too.
whom the
That was made
experiment was a
yesterday.
success.
I've almost forgot about the challenge.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Victor!
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest,
So what's the purpose of the crown
It's all lies.
contest?
including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The woman in red.
The Red Woman?
The red woman!
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
If the Renan homeworld exists.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
Oh, well, help me pick a dragon. Nice! Which one did you
What
go
about the data
go
records?
with?
Is there no other information that could help us?
Also, Peter, how
Not
was
that I
your
can see.
how's your New Year's treating
Just
you,
file
man?
upon file of
Do you have any
experiment
goals
results.
for 2022?
There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
The sun is
this is where
setting.
Alphen
It's starting to
became
get
sovereign.
really cold.
And Volron as well.
Ugh.
The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them.
Yeah,
They
survive
might contain
2022. That's
valuable
my goal. Hey, that's my goal today too. If you don't, just to catch you up, my furnace has been broken for about 24 hours and it's -30 here, so slowly freezing to death. But we're keeping hell warm. Hell is definitely freezing over. She's gonna be a silver dragon and ability increase. Ooh, nice. Silver dragon and a sheep. This will be fun. Select a topic to explore. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of Renan Public are chosen to act as Lord vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer and its corresponding master core. They're also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever, because only the strongest go on to become lords. The position itself does not inherently make any individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a master core's power. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and accept of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Okay. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. Following is a report of the second successful case of sovereign test subject experimentation. Volron. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum: this is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Okay, that makes sense. So that's how he became a lord.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
Dun dun
If that were to
dun.
happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Dun dun dun. Select a top to explore. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belong to one of the 6 elements, so there are 6 of them. 5 of these Master Cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan Lords at the time of the Crown Contest. Only a Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renan's Alma is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the Crown Contest to master allotted types of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renan Almas materializes. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. That explains every single boss fight and why they all freak out. Due to successful regeneration of the Renan's Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the Crown Contest will be permanently halted. It's like, okay. Spirit Cores. Spirit Cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because these emitted energies is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within a range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Daemons must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the Crown Contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. That is fucked up. Spirit cores may also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral. That makes sense. Addendum. Increased physical load on the host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload is to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. This is a very creepy place! Lennigus. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Albas within the center core of Lennigus. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit, which simultaneously functions as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because that only takes place during the final stages of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lennigus serves as a central base of operations for the management and execution of the Crown Contest on Dana. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. That explains why no one knows. Detachable Harvester. Massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lennigus conduit, for which it separates. Upon landing in Dana's water, extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathway connects to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathway proceeds to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Okay. Once activated, links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, effectively harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. That must be the wedge. Human energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegus.
Let's go, girls.
Hey, Narnage. How are you doing, man? What's up? I'm good. That's nice. I'm frozen, but still good. As construction adjustment takes place in forbidden zones, regulated areas, Lenegus' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Then turn off the fans. I have no fans running. But thank you, most appreciated. The computer ones? Well, the computer's blowing hot air at me, so I'm taking that so you can warm up. Well, I'm trying. It doesn't help that it's night now. But yeah, we're doing good. We're fine. We're happy-ish. Still waiting for to be fixed. Intended to function sometimes only may as personnel respect the manual interface when it's necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. What do you have plans for tonight, and how's your New Year's treating you, Narnage? Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain at the same as that of the previous model. This is due to explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. Alright, so it sounds like this has happened before. Sedative Mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing the patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing report. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as a supreme authority while relegating both Renans and Danes alike to enslavement. The test subject serves as the realm's current Lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, has done so by sheer governance. Given this method effectiveness, that population control monitoring of the situation will continue. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once the subject loses autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable inventory and slaves for manual labor. Soldiers in Lenegus who have undergone this treatment would be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. These results will be monitored. Well then, that's fun. Brainwashing, sedatives, mental mask. This sounds like a charming place. Cloning, test subjects. Sovereign. Sovereign acts as Lenegus' central control device for the channeling samurai. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. Dan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who will survive it. The instability coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation poses a high risk to the security of Lenegus if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanisms when utilizing the Sovereign and Spirit's channeling ceremony. No effective alternative methods to perform the ceremony has been found. Trials on Dane subjects are authorized to continue. Unit 2 adjustments are on success. Subsequent adjustments are being put on hold while extending observation takes place. Okay. The Maiden. Maiden acts as the sovereign support mechanism for support. Blah, 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 blah. A Ren subject serves its function, providing the sovereign with subject dark astral. It lacks in tandem with the Ren's Alma. During the ceremony, it is partially responsible for astral energy conversion as well as maintaining stability over sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the sovereign without the maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the sovereign nor the maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Mental instability in the maiden has been deemed the cause of the past sovereign's rapidity. Countermeasures must be considered. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its maiden registration revoked and be returned to his original household. Okay. None of this makes sense. Ish. Kind of. Well then. Onwards. To the next room! Left or right? Oh, right looks empty. Right can't be empty. Ah! There's a chest here. Well, I'm a little disturbed that gave me 3 life bottles. That's some confidence boosting right there. Well, we feel like you're gonna die. Here's some regenerations. See lots of numbers, lots of logs and limes. Okay. Another bright memory.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill.
Okay.
I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep.
Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
This should help with the pain.
Ba, ba, ba.
Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
Nighty night. I'm slightly lost
His
in this
injuries
story.
are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system.
The fuck?
But...
Please tell me it's like a
If I don't head back,
it's like a
Legacy will
Futurama
be
where
nothing
instead
but
of typing
ashes.
3 hours,
this
it's like
starship along with it.
300 years.
I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
Have to try.
I hope it's enough.
Please add a couple more zeros.
Please, live for me, Alphen.
Oh damn. She actually did just put us in 300 years of hibernation.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Dun-dun.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Carry on the fight and the duty.
Naori was the one who put that mask on me.
Oh, jeez.
It made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive.
And that mask
And you
didn't have a
did.
release valve? Like, what the Questions? There's so much lore that's been happening in the last hour. Hello? Well, this looks deceptively bad. This looks like a Okay. I don't want to look at that side. What's on these sides? Ah, I see loot in the distance. If it's more life bottles, I'm gonna be more disturbed. Oh, heavy treat. That's even better.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
This is the
Of
altar.
course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
This looks.
This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
God, why'd you touch it? Or get close to it. You know what is gonna happen. Oh, Lord.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this